Hello, let's talk about the AICPA Code of Professional Conduct and how it guides auditors in performing audits. Different professional standards apply depending on whether the auditor is conducting a private company audit or a public company audit. Auditors who are conducting a private company audit must follow the audit standards of the Audit Standards Board ASB, or Generally Accepted Auditing Standards, as well as the standards of the professional conduct by the AICPA, as well as the Independent Standards Board. The public company audits follow the auditing standards by the PCAOB. These PCAOB standards are actually very similar with a few notable exceptions related to the AICPA standards. Public company audits also follow the standards of professional conduct by the PCAOB, SEC, and ISB. The Independent Standards Board was a cooperative effort between the AICPA and the SEC. The board is now defunct, but the standards still apply. Our focus today is going to be the AICPA standards. The standards start with 6 principles of professional conduct, which are responsibilities, the public interest, integrity, objectivity, and independence, due care, and scope and nature of services. These principles of professional conduct apply to all members, regardless of whether the accountant audits companies, prepares tax returns, works for a private company, or is an educator. These principles flow to the rules of conduct, and from the rules of conduct, we get more granular in terms of interpretation, as well as the rulings by the Professional Ethics Executive Committee. Next, let's discuss each one of the principles of professional conduct in more detail. So what do we mean by responsibilities? Simply put, when we're performing our professional duties, members should demonstrate careful, professional, and ethical judgment throughout all their actions. Remember, these principles apply to all accountants, whether you're in private practice or public practice. If you're an educator or retiree, members should demonstrate careful, professional, and ethical judgment through all their actions. This means you must be responsible for the public. You have to maintain public confidence in your actions. Act with integrity, do the right thing, and you should know what the right thing is. Act with proficiency. Don't do anything that you don't know how to do or you're not comfortable with. You can always ask an expert. You have responsibilities to clients and employers as well. If you have clients, it means they are your own clients. And if you work for a company in the private sector, you have to use your professional judgment. You know, you can accept the decisions of others, that's fine. It's not only you use your judgment as long as it's not illegal or violates the public interest. Also, you have responsibilities to the profession and your colleagues. You have to protect the integrity of the profession by acting with integrity, by maintaining public confidence, practicing self-governance, in other words, self-discipline yourself. Enhance your education. That is your responsibility to the profession, and contribute to the profession by conducting research. The second principle is the public interest. As a member, you're required to embrace the responsibility of conducting yourself in a manner that prioritizes the welfare of the public, upholds public confidence, and showcases your dedication to maintaining professional standards. You have to demonstrate commitment to professionalism in all your actions. And you should not be benefiting yourself or appear to be benefiting yourself at the expense of the public. Don't discredit the profession in any way because you are serving the public. The third principle is integrity. Integrity means always doing the right thing. You have to uphold and enhance public trust, and members are expected to carry out their professional duties with unwavering integrity. Ask yourself, am I doing the right thing? If this information is released to the public, am I going to be proud of what I did or am I going to be ashamed? Don't subordinate your judgment or integrity. The next principle is objectivity and independence. Under this principle, members are required to uphold objectivity and avoid conflicts of interest, which means staying independent while you're completing your work and fulfilling your professional obligations. Members in public practice, meaning accountants that are working for CPA firms, must ensure that they are independent in fact and in adherence. Independence in fact means they're actually independent, and in appearance means that they look like they're independent to the public. The member cannot appear to have a close relationship with the client or that the client is doing favors to the member. You cannot have any interest in the client, and you can't have any adverse interests either. Adverse interest means that you are, for instance, not involved in a lawsuit with the client. For members in private practice, on the other hand, there is no need to be independent when you're performing tax or consulting or compilation services because you're not issuing a report to the public. Also, CPAs working as internal auditors for a company can own the company's stock. For example, if you're an internal auditor for Tesla, NVIDIA, or Apple, you can own their stock and you don't lose your independence. Objectivity means you're impartial and you're not favoring anyone in your decision. Due care means that you adhere to both technical and ethical standards of the profession. But it doesn't stop there. You're required to continuously enhance what you know, your competence, and become better, meaning upskill your service quality. You can achieve that through the profession's required continued education, consult with experts as needed, and do the research that is necessary to deliver excellent work. Due care also includes the manner in which you deliver professional services. Fulfill professional duties to the best of your capabilities, meaning properly plan the audit engagements, supervise the audit staff, and don't act with negligence. The sixth principle is scope and nature of services. This principle states that members should adhere to the principles outlined in the Code of Professional Conduct when deciding the extent and the type of services. You should not provide a service you're not capable of providing, although you're not precluded from consulting with experts. No hard and fast rules can be developed to help you reach these judgments, but you must be satisfied that you're meeting the spirit of the principles in this regard. In order to accomplish this, membership practice in firms that have in place internal quality control procedures to ensure that services are competently delivered and adequately supervised, and determine in their individual judgments whether the scope and nature of other services provided to an audit client would create a conflict of interest in the performance of the audit function for that client.